Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another fantastic time to be here in our beautiful server. We are here to play some Rocket League. In fact, not just any Rocket League, it's the second JWRLCS Championship Series for our beautiful server. And I'm sure we're all looking forward to an exciting game tonight. Tonight, who do we have but Symmetry Esports versus Reapers. But before we get to them, let's have a word from our very, very special casters. Aside from myself, we have the Honored Knight, the one, the only, Cody.
Oh yeah, welcome everyone to this lovely game.
And of course, sorry.
I was going to say, as Jade mentioned, it's going to be the Reapers versus Symmetry Esports. And a very, very intense game that's going to be coming up in the series.
Absolutely. And of course, who other to help with the casting and the commentary than the one, the only, the angulated, aberrated.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That would be me.
We're going to have a great little best of 5 games. It's going to be a very interesting time when we have 3 teams who are in the upper brackets at this point trying to fight for their lives to stay at the top.
Indeed.
Definitely going to see a very interesting performance from everyone, but we're going to get right into the games tonight.
People, they are anxious and ready to rock and roll. They want to get this going, go against each other. One big duel, as you might call it.
Oh, for sure. Gonna make sure that I am out of any chats so that I don't have to get distracted, and we're gonna get right into game number 1.
Kicking off is Creative Striker and Geyser.
Creative Striker going up on the wall, looking to see if he has any shot opportunity. Passes infield to Jacob. Jacob with a boom downfield, boom, but easily blocked by the newly GC in our server, Geyser, who casually goes up for the beautiful shot.
Just got demoed.
Yes, so we're gonna see a lot of demos. I think we're gonna see a lot of bump plays, just a lot of aggression all around in the game. Don't you agree, Cody?
Especially considering Forrest played with Garter the other day.
Yeah,
That is true. It's Forrest subbing for them at this current moment.
yes, indeed.
That would make a lot of sense. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, so Ryan W., who was the original team member, was not able to make it tonight. So Force has gladly stepped in to win this game for the Reapers. So that the Reapers.
All the Ryan's not able to make it. Ryan isn't going to be able to be there tomorrow either.
That's unfortunate. Joe Dune with another clear, looking for the infield pass, but no one there to actually capitalize on it. Forrest getting a nice attempt to clear, can't get any sort of ground on it. Jacob looking to see if he can take this out of the second half, and only his half, and only barely did he get that out. Now it's up to Creative Striker to see if he can find the opportunity to find the angles. Almost gets it because of a double tap accidental backboard from Geyser, but fortunate for Team Symmetry, it gets cleared safe and sound. Geyser now putting some here on his back, as it were, on his chest, getting a great set of defending.
It's in a bit of an awkward position. Corner.
We're getting some bump plays now, and right now, after 2 minutes, we're seeing a very, very evenly matched game, as we see. I mean, currently, we're getting a little bit more of offensive posturing from Team Reapers, but ultimately, we can say it's pretty evenly matched.
The 2 people you're going to want to keep your eyes on are Creative Striker and Geyser, the 2 most mechanical people in this lobby, and the 2 people that will more than likely be causing the most disruptions.
Oh, absolutely.
And even then, this is a mostly champ lobby, right? I think.
Absolutely.
Good goal by Joe Dune.
And we get the first goal, ladies and gentlemen, by the one, the only Joe Dune.
Yeah, this is a mostly champ lobby, so we should expect to see very good mechanics anyways.
Absolutely. And we're actually getting a little bit of text from having lag by Geyser. Don't know if that's an excuse or if he's just saying it, but we're going to have to keep an eye out for that. Ooh, Jacob with a little bit of a miss. Can't find the shot, thankfully for Forrest being there on the back end. Jacob now, though, trying to redeem himself, puts it in the far corner. looking to see if he can get a 50 shot. Unfortunately, not able to do so at this time. And now Geyser is trying to see if he can get a good response by this. Oh, open now opportunity, but easily saved. But Jacob looking for a shot, can't get the backboard force coming in to seal the deal.
The team play.
A full team play. As mentioned before, Creative Striker using his mechanics, specifically ground mechanics, as he is most effective on the ground.
And now we're gonna get for a second kickoff, or third kickoff rather. Going back into the Symmetry opportunity, looking for a shot. JWRLCS unfortunately had 2 defenders on him, could not find the opportunity to get that clear, and we are still all tied up.
Another guest commentator.
Creative Striker getting into trouble with a backflip.
Absolutely.
Senpai, the only diamond in the lobby currently.
Absolutely. JWRLCS looking to see
some work.
And right now, it's again very evenly matched. Creative Striker looking for a shot, cannot get the angles. And we're actually just seeing a back and forth between each of these teams. If this is anything to go by, we're gonna have a very interesting 5 games. Flip reset does nothing, unfortunately, for them, and they're looking to see if they have any passing opportunities to find another teammate. Jacob was the only one up, could not get a shot on target, but with that touch, Creative Striker actually saves an opportunity for a goal for Team Symmetry.
We'll pass out.
I am starting to notice a little bit of a weak play style from Reapers in that they always keep one man up, and that's not very good for their for passing plays. But when they do get their offensive pressure, then all of them come up, and that's when they look the most dangerous. JWRLCS trying to do a little bit of styling, did not look like it was good enough, unfortunately. And with Creative Striker trying to center it, he puts it a little too far wide. Forrest looking for a shot, could not get there, and the sub himself is trying his best to get to prove himself to be useful for this game 1. Oh, shot opportunity, but clearly cleared by Creative Striker. Jacob with another boom down. Creative Striker with a demo, looking for shot opportunity, can't find their solo. Senpai with the clear, and we're still up, but it's gonna go right into overtime in the game number 1. All tied up by 1 goal. This is excellent gameplay from these teams.
Indeed.
Oh, demo by Solo Senpai looking for shot. JWRLCS just puts it a little high. JWRLCS now looking for clear. Unable
are they in
to.
a rule 1?
Oh
no. I thought that Jacob was in a rule 1.
Jacob looking for shot. Solo Senpai right there to defend themselves. Ooh, but a little bit of a back end demo, keep trying to open up the nets, but with a defense being too busy, it was unfortunate they could not capitalize on that. Forrest now looking for shot, can't get there. Geyser with no boost, what is he gonna try and do? Looks for attempts but can't get there. Creative Striker just putting it a little too high, missing the top post.
Big miss.
Oh, looking at a bar down play.
Jacob with opportunity here.
JWRLCS and Geyser.
Oh my! And Jacob with the overtime goal in 1 minute.
Oh my!
Guys are looking for the clear, but Jacob reads that so beautifully, and that is exactly what we want to see for the first game number 1. And Jacob MVP. Look at that beautiful play.
Reapers come out on top with the first match underway. Geyser saying he's getting lag though, but his ping seems to be good.
Liar.
and Noah, can you tell us a little bit more about how that play went in your opinion? And then you go, Cody.
The last one. Do you mean the last one? That's what I'm asking. Help! Yeah. You need to answer me. Okay. Yes. I understand. I think that Jacob, being, I believe he's C3, correct?
Yes.
I think that lends a lot to his abilities, especially getting that read that is a very hard read against Geyser, I believe, hit the ball. That was very good on Jacob's part, using his C3 mechanics and reads to be able to get that down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Cody? How did you take that game one to be?
Yeah, so game one, I felt like was really well played by both sides. And of course, there's always room for improvement, but ultimately the Reapers are the team that improved the most, with Jacob being the MVP. I do think that the Symmetry Esports, if Geyser's telling the truth here, wink wink, I do think that if he had better ping or he wasn't lagging, it definitely would have been even closer than what it was.
Sure. And I do apologize I was a little distracted in game one.
It's all right.
But from what I did see, it was a very, as you said, Cody, and I completely agree, a very evenly matched game. I mean, with 3 goals total, it's not anything to to discredit. These guys are good. You can see that they're working very well as a team. Geyser is keeping his team together, and for what it is, Jacob as well is
not as ping.
doing impressive on his as well, making sure that his team is composed. And that's a little bit difficult too, knowing that he has that kind of wild card that is Forest. Forest is
exactly.
They're not familiar with each other's play styles, at least not completely. And so it's going to be it's really interesting to see how they're actually bringing them in together and actually having a very good performance and showing by them. But now, as we get into game number 2, we're going to enjoy another epic game, hopefully.
Geyser with a fake kickoff, Joe doing forced to go for it.
Forced immediately getting some 50s in.
I assume that Geyser didn't go for it because of lag issues, but that was still interesting.
Geyser looking for shot, at least for a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was only him and
Geyser with the dunk!
Immediately.
Oh,
wow.
Geyser with the beautiful read, realizing he had the opportunity from Solo Senpai's pass, dunks it right over Creative Striker's head.
That might have been a mistake by Creative Striker by putting it on top of his car in front of net.
Talk about lag be gone.
Yeah.
He's getting that shot right on target.
No more lag.
Now Joe Doon continuing this offensive pressure for Symmetry with an open net. Unfortunately, Solo Senpai's too wide, and he's not able to find the open net opportunity. But fortunately for them, they're still keeping their offensive posture, and we're gonna see them continue to try their very best to do so. Now with Creative getting over one, getting 2 out of position. They're gonna take their time now. I'm gonna really try to get this cleared out. It's not very easy because Blue's offense is
a pinch from Jacob Forrest.
Quite good and clean. Ooh, a little bit of a little awkward plays by all 3 of them in the corner. Thankfully for them, they did not lose any opportunities off of that. Maybe just a little bit of boost.
I think here you can tell that Forrest has become a little awkward because they haven't logged enough playtime with each other.
Quite possibly.
On Symmetry.
Quite possibly. Now Forrest on the backhand wall gets a good clear, but again, the offensive pressure by Symmetry is keeping them bleeding when it comes to boost. They are hurting. Looking for any pass that they can get, looking for any shot opportunity. But to be fair, that same offensive pressure is putting a strain on Symmetry's own boost as well. You can't keep that pressure up when you don't have enough boost, unfortunately. And Creative Striker getting demoed by Symmetry, giving them again a little bit more breathing room. Solo Senpai looking for shot again, passing to the opponents. And Jacob just a little wide, not getting a shot untouched that he needed to get a good clear.
Forrest with 2 nice 50s.
Solo Senpai looking to see if that shot was on. It was, but Creative Striker easily puts that away. And now gets a shot on target.
Creative Striker with a shot.
Easily gets blocked though by Geyser, who has enough time to try and do something with it. Gets past 2 defenders, but but he cannot finish it because he loses all his boosts yet again. And I do think game 2 is talking about the lack of boost management for all of these members on each team.
It is a common theme that is happening right now.
Oh, great attempt. I love the idea for the playstyle. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out for Creative. You saw what he was trying to do. Bump the defense out of the way just so he can have an open net, but he misses. And that causes actually an overcommit on their part, leaving Jodoon to get an easy open net without any defenders. What a shame.
This game we're seeing a little bit of a difference with Reapers, as with a not so strong defense as last game.
Absolutely, and it's kind of paying out in their favor for Symmetry.
Indeed.
Geyser looking to see if he can capitalize on anything, can't get there. And they still have 1 minute and 47 seconds. They still have an opportunity to score at least 2 more goals. Put us right back into overtime, why don't you? They're trying, but they're not getting past this defense. Over 1, Creative Striker not getting there. And I know Creative Striker's mechanics are incredible, but
another open net.
And that causes another goal for Geyser. And realistically, this shouldn't have happened. No one of Orange was on their side to defend. I don't know. Was it because Creative Striker? I'm not sure who's to blame on their team for this.
And I think with this game, it's definitely bringing Geyser's confidence back from having lag before, if that was true.
Absolutely. Puts it in the corner. Solo Senpai looking to see if he can get a shot. Gets a 50. And with Creative Striker missing, Geyser going to try and figure something out. Wow. He just did not have enough boost. Solo Senpai puts it just a little wide and doesn't get the shot that he needs. Unfortunate. Now Creative Striker looking for another shot. Now net. Jacob looking for a bump. Can't get it. And again, these guys have great offensive pressure when they have it. And then when they don't, it's just unfortunate that they go all out. And oh my goodness, that was almost yet another open net opportunity.
We're seeing a common theme here with her goals. Open nets. Obviously, they need to be more careful about having someone open. And
Jacob finally responding for Team Reapers with a great
MVP.
Great clear, finding the gap between Geyser and all the other defenders. And there's finally some sort of response.
If Reapers can dial it in to where they have someone back on defense to not allow those open nets to be scored, right now they would be tied.
Absolutely. Jacob looking for another shot. Can't get there though. Jodoon with a great defensive clear.
Jacob again.
And now we're in the last 30 seconds, we're seeing a lot more of an offensive pressure by Reapers. This is what they wanted, but it's just a little too late for game number 2. And what a great attempted angle, but unfortunately just a little too wide. And again, with this, it's gonna wrap up game number 2. Creative Striker getting a great save, at least not to bleed any more goals out of them. And game 2,
let him get that last goal.
Game 2 goes to Symmetry. Sorry.
Yes, a tied series thus far, and a close games at that.
Yep. Very interesting series of events this time around. And as I think what was the biggest issue for Reapers was their rotation. It was very clear that their issue is not understanding their team chemistry.
Definitely. And looking around a bit, I saw that it was mostly Forrest and goal with someone else, not being used to that team communication that Creative Striker and Jacob have already gotten down.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I also know for a fact Creative Striker is a lot more aggressive in nature, and a lot more of a solo player. And so I think he might also be finding himself in positions where he thinks he has a shot, but maybe not communicating that very well to his other teammates who might be trying to get a pass, might be trying to get some sort of 50. And so I think a little bit of overcommitting came from that as well. And so you're seeing, I mean, you saw the only person who had a shot was Jacob, and what happened was he was in a position where he stood back. He waited. And when he waited, he had the opportunity, he had the goal. So maybe they're going to have to figure out how to to communicate and say to themselves, hey, I have space, let me try my shot, and then give everyone the space that they need so that they don't overcommit like they did in game 2.
And it seems like both teams are trying to keep the ball fast at all times. You see Geyser with the boom here. And in the last game, most of the time, the ball was going really fast. They were making really fast plays. Maybe they should try to slow it down, throw them off a little. Either of them, throw each other off a little.
Sure. Good bump. But Creative Striker now having almost an open net opportunity. Can't get it past Solo Senpai. And the defense stands. Geyser now trying to push it outside of the net, outfield.
Again with no boost.
Geyser really limiting himself by that whole lack of boost. And I think it's because he's trying to put himself ahead of everyone else, which again, as a team captain and as the highest ranked player, makes a little bit of sense as to what they're trying to do. Oh, Forrest looking for the inside pass, only passing to two defenders and his only teammate that immediately got demoed. Now we got Creative Striker. What's he gonna do? Up in the air, doing some fancy footwork. Gets it past 2, surprisingly, with no touches. But unfortunately, with 3 of their defenders, puts all of them in a position to defend.
I think what we're seeing this game is it's going to be very similar to game 1, and that it's going to be much more tighter, and might even go to overtime. I'm going to call that now.
I can agree with you. The team that you're seeing, great demo by Geyser. What you're seeing right now is more patience play. Forrest though, looking for an open net, gets the opportunity, and that was an open net with 2 defenders deciding they're both gonna try and get the ball. One gets not the ball and leaves the net wide open. A sad blunder that causes Symmetry a tied game. Ooh, double commits again by Solo Senpai and Geyser. Both losing boost, both out of position. Jodoon having to figure out how to keep the work up, and he gets a good clear, giving them at least some time to breathe. Now an infield pass. Geyser trying to figure out what to do next. Can't get the boost. Can't attempting for shot. Goes up, gets some good double touches off the wall, but passes to a person who's who's a little bit awkward.
Good pass up here for Solo Senpai, but cannot get the shot on target. Jodoon.
Geyser looking to see if he can get this read. Makes it a pass, and now he's going to try and look for some small pads as he tries to look for shot. Solo Senpai and Geyser yet again. They're going through the issues.
A lot of whiffs.
Of just putting themselves together.
And what has been consistent with Geyser, and really should not be consistent with Geyser, considering he's a GC. Oh, and the goal
by Forrest. Look at
what should not be consistent is his lack of boost through everything.
Boost management is.
It seems like Geyser has been lacking boost through every single play that he's been in.
Yeah, absolutely. And boost management is literally what cost him that game, that goal. Again, Creative Striker with a fast play.
Another immediate
gets past the defense. And now we actually got ourselves quite a bit of a mirror image of game number 2, where 3 goals up on Team Reapers. Again, a good response from what was once a disaster.
Good.
Looks like we're in the Twilight Zone now.
It seems that way. Another great kickoff, but immediately saved. Excellent save by Geyser, though. Oh, looking for shot. Geyser can't get there, but Creative Striker puts himself in exactly the right position. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're talking about. Look at the rotations. Jacob, look at with the infield pass, looking for any sort of teammate, with Forrest rotating back on the defense, and then of course Creative Striker with a beautiful shot, putting it right where none of the defense was. 4 goals up, Team Reapers. Guys are looking to see if he can style on them, but he had Creative Striker on the back wall. He was not going to let that happen. Jacob, small plays, soft touches. Honestly, at this point, they don't have to do much. They don't have to respond much.
You're noticing so many double commits by Symmetry Esports right now. It's actually unbelievable. They need to get their rotations fixed before they can win next game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and almost an insane play by Forrest back there on Symmetry's side.
Yes.
Geyser looking to see if he can get a shot. Again, Creative Striker is not going to let him do the solo plays. And neither is Jacob. And honestly, none of Reaper should be allowing them to have any sort of shots like that.
Oh my gosh.
And Creative Striker.
A absolute domination by Reapers this game.
And especially Creative Striker with 3 out of the 5 goals now.
Yes. This is what we talk about when you see players who actually have skill. Maybe, and again, we talked about them not having good chemistry. Clearly, something's been changing over the last couple of games, and they're clearly getting on track to knowing where they need to be and how each person plays. I think,
or maybe Geyser's lagging again.
I think what it is Geyser's getting nervous. When he's nervous,
I think that is as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, his skill is very apparent, but much like many, like I know for myself, when I play and I get nervous, I end up overcommitting a lot. And so,
as many people will tell you as well.
Oh, and Creative Striker knocking it out of Jacob's way.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, if their mental isn't in the proper setting, it affects their entire game.
100%.
Yeah. Say that.
100%. I think anyone who plays Rocket League can say that. Anytime you get tilted, anytime you get toxic, anytime you feel bad, or you just know that your playstyle is just hurting, and you know,
ooh, and the amazing goal by Jacob right past Solo
and you know your skill is just gonna hurt in the game, and and again at this point, it seems that the mental of Team Reapers is quite solid. As we get to 10 seconds left, less than 10 seconds, and
now, something I'm going to bring out to Team Symmetry Esports is that there are tactical timeouts that can be taken now. So since after this game it will be game point, I would suggest if they want to possibly win, take a timeout, think about what happened this game, and discuss it and try to fix it.
Absolutely, and thankfully JWRLCS, we're not the 1 minute only timeout. They get 5 minutes if they want to take it.
Yes,
they get the opportunity to take 5 minutes, compose themselves, get themselves back in the swing of things. Let's just hope that they take it.
Another thing about this, I think, is that Geyser has all 3 people to counter him. Jacob has incredible mechanics. Forrest is incredibly fairly mechanical, and Creative Striker scoring most of the goals for the team. It's just he's being bombarded.
Well, I think what actually makes a lot of sense, and to your point, is actually the great thing about their Reapers is actually the fact that of their game sense. Jacob, and because of who's their other teammate?
Forrest?
That's right. I'm so sorry about that. Because of Jacob, because of Forrest, their game sense is pretty good. They play very often with, other similarly ranked, sometimes even higher ranked. They have a feeling of how to counter a lot of plays. And so they know if Creative Striker wants to be the guy who shoots all the goals, that's fine. Let him do their shots. Just be there in case he doesn't get them. Get ready to rotate on the offense. I mean, maybe that's the thing. Just because you're the captain doesn't mean you have to take every shot. And I think that game number was the 3 was exactly that apparent. I mean, Jacob stayed back. Forrest stayed back. Creative Striker, as was mentioned, he did all the great shots that they needed to survive. And honestly, they just dominated.
Yeah, we also saw them fix their mistake from game 2, where there were a couple open nets. They fixed that mistake where this last game, game 3, there were no open nets. In fact, there was usually always someone back to be able to save the net. And fixing that one mistake allowed them to score 6 goals to nothing on Symmetry Esports.
Yeah, their rotations were just better, and that's what we want to see. We saw a good rotation. We saw a very strong team. Hopefully they can keep that. And I mean, now we have 5 minutes of a timeout, and we can kind of shift to Symmetry. What does Symmetry need to do? In anyone's opinion?
Fix the rotations. Try to fix the rotations and come up with a strategy. Like even if it's trying to give people positions, like Geyser being the front man, obviously being the most mechanical, trying to take the most shots. And Jordan, he's no slump either. He's very similar to skill level as Geyser. He's not that far off in skill or rank. So Jordan is able to take those shots, and I think Stephanas can be that good assist man to be able to provide saves and assists to Geyser and Jordan. If they can have certain positions and just rotate around without double committing, I think they have a very good shot at coming back.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now,
I think. Oh, sorry.
no, I was actually gonna say, how about
Oh, okay. Yep. I think one of the main problems is Stephanas being only Diamond 3. I think he's Diamond 3, correct?
He's Champ 1.
He's Champ 1. Okay, I thought he was Diamond 3. I think that is still a problem, though, because Geyser being Grand Champ, and Jordan being between C3 and Grand Champ is creating kind of a disparity in the team.
Yeah, and honestly, I think as a newly GC, again, a lot is on Geyser's mind. We talked a little bit prior to the game starting, and you can definitely tell that, you know, being not necessarily boosted. I don't want to say boosted, because he earned his rank as a GC. He's a very talented player, but for a person who got there so quickly, maybe he's getting a little nervous. Maybe he's not realizing that he knows how to play. He just needs to be able to tell his team how to play. And you're right, with a lower ranked player like Solo Senpai, it's not easy to set up plays for yourself, especially when you know that person might not be in the right position or they're not doing the right thing. It's not going to be easy. But that being said, I think if Geyser takes a breath, realizes that he's not the only one on the field, and that he has Jodun, maybe it's going to be a situation where what they're going to end up doing is have Jodun and Jodun and Geyser set up the plays, and have Solo Senpai as the fallback guy. It's a little bit of a risky play as well, because of course if that goes wrong, you're trusting in Solo Senpai to be in the right position to defend. It's a little bit difficult, especially when you have 3 very strong players on Reaper's team trying to come back at you. So it's going to be an interesting observation to see how they go. Maybe more bump plays, maybe more demos. That might be the way to go. I mean, a little bit more aggression doesn't necessarily hurt, so long as you put yourself in good positions and of course have enough boost. Honestly, that might be the biggest downfall on Geyser's part right now, just not having enough boost. And I just hope,
I just realized something. Forrest is actually nerfed. He's not playing split screen right now.
He doesn't have the split screen buff. You're right. You're absolutely right.
All right. Well, timeout is up. Let's see if they are ready to get back into it.
Oh, ready or not, here they go.
Yes.
You know what I just noticed? Geyser is live in the Symmetry Esports channel, which may be one reason why he's getting a little bit of lag.
No, actually, I think he's live right now because they're going over the replays.
Ah, gotcha. Smart.
Actually, taking a 5-minute break to review their replays, that's actually a very good strategy.
Yeah, I just looked. He is in the replays.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a captain and you got your 5-minute timeout, take notes. That's not a horrible idea to do. You have your 5 minutes, kind of speed run.
Yeah,
through
looks like specifically looking at game 3 here.
Yep, and
what he's doing.
Look for where you went wrong. Look for the openings and look, because again, that was the biggest thing. They kept so much openings and vulnerabilities for themselves. But
yeah, and he's doing what a good captain should. He's analyzing the replays. He's telling his teammates what they did wrong, what they did right, and just how to straighten up.
Yeah. But now in 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game number 4, match point for Reapers. This is going to be quite interesting.
Seems like they're ready. I'm just gonna go ahead and start it.
I'm very interested to see how Geyser has shaped up the team now.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. I'm also very curious to see if this 5-minute timeout that was taken was exactly what they needed to actually bring themselves back together and get ourselves to game number 5.
Yeah.
Dude, this is game point. Let's see if Symmetry Esports was able to make the necessary adjustments.
Absolutely, and we're off. Game 4 rather. Solo Senpai looking for an infield pass. Passes to Geyser. Geyser getting demoed by Jacob. Unfortunate for them. And now we're getting another pressure for Reapers. Solo Senpai with a great clear downfield. Geyser not going to be able to actually challenge that. And now Jacob looking to see if he can find a pass. Immediately
Geyser
blocked by Geyser. Jodoon, great block from Jodoon. We're actually getting some interesting back and forth. Creative Striker with an interesting demo of sorts. I don't actually know how he got that demo. But he gets it and tries to take advantage of it. Solo Senpai now hurting again for boost. Gets a great field clear to the other side of the pitch. Looking for Geyser. But again, Geyser lacking on boost.
Yes, we're seeing, again, boost management being an evident problem on their team.
Boost stolen from Jodoon. Cannot actually continue to capitalize on that. And now, double commit. And an open net.
It might be a strategy.
Open net opportunity to Jacob. Jacob took his time, did exactly what he needed to do.
What are we seeing once again? Boost management and double committing.
And actually, what you actually saw there was exactly the difference between playstyle. Jacob was composed. He knew exactly what was happening. He was ready for the double touch. Geyser panicked. He had a pre-flip, and he unfortunately pre-flipped a little too hard, put himself out of position, giving them a 1-goal disadvantage. And now, what do we see here? Jodoon going up for the shot on target, gets a shot on net, but Creative Striker is clearly capable to get that clear from top post. Geyser looking to see if he can continue this, gets a kind of a bottom touch of the ball. Geyser over the defense with Solo Senpai looking to see if he can go for a bump play, cannot find there, and Jodoon with a whiff. It's just feeling very, very stagnant for Team
and
Symmetry.
Open net again.
Really?
Creative Striker with an easy shot of an open net. And honestly, the biggest issue is they're hurting so hard for boost.
That's the biggest issue. And I've been watching them. And they're doing it to themselves. Like at first I was thinking maybe it was because Reapers was stealing it, but no, it's because they're using boost in unnecessary circumstances.
That's exactly right. Open that opportunity finally here.
Right here.
Geyser looking to steal the goal. Steals Jodoon's goal.
Here's the question: is this going to boost the mentality of Symmetry Esports? Are they going to be able to take this momentum?
Well, it's 2 minutes and 42 seconds left, and they just need to score one more to equalize. It really is still early in the game for them to continue to capitalize. They just need to do more of that. But that happened based off of a kickoff that went in their favor.
With possible shot. Ooh.
They need to keep.
Jacob had the right idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they both overcommit and whiff. And unfortunately, with two teammates not able to touch the ball.
What happened here?
Geyser goes for a touch.
That they had.
It looked as though Geyser didn't tell Solo that he was going for it, or rather, Solo did not hear that Geyser was going for it, and so Geyser tried, misses, and of course Solo Senpai was out of position. Jodoon looking for an angle, can't get the one that he's looking for, and now Solo Senpai is gonna try and look for a shot, or at least to set up some sort of pass, but again, that looked poorly communicated.
And that was the second time that Senpai was out of position and they got scored on. Because if you look at the first goal, was it first or second? I forget. It was one of the goals that got scored, and he was out of position when Jodoon and Geyser were up.
Yes. Now again, mentality is such an important part of this game, and I have had the privilege of playing with actually literally everyone on this team, everyone that's played, and of all the people who have the best mental, I would say it's probably Jacob and Forrest.
Yeah, I would agree with that exactly.
And
I
it's actually,
haven't played with Forrest, but Joe Dune's mental is also very good, I think.
if that's
in my
the case,
opinion,
yeah,
from having played a while with him.
yeah, and Jodun does have good mental as well. You are correct. My issue with that though is that he's playing against people who, when they get bad, or rather when they do things that aren't good, or not necessarily the best for the team, they don't play very confidently anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what's happening. Solo Senpai, whenever he gets, I mean, he's a very talented player, but when he gets in his head, it seems as though he kind of puts himself in very awkward positions.
Yeah.
And Geyser is trying his best to keep this team together, but if you have a teammate that's not willing to try and put himself back in the headspace, you're gonna find yourself exactly doing this, and it's kind of a 2v4. And so,
And I do believe that's why Carter's team has gone so far already, is because of their teammates and them being able to have just an overall good time and keeping their mental up.
oh, 100%. I mean, I know for a fact when I played against them, great
What a
save, by the way,
My
by
goodness.
Geyser. When our team played them, my mentals were not there with us having to do a last minute sub in. It was very, very all over the place, and they took advantage of that, as he always does, which is why
Yes.
one day I will get him, and I will have my mental, and I will destroy him. Only time I've done that is in a 4v4, but we won't talk about that. Jodun looking for a save opportunity.
And
Jacob though with a fake.
Goal. And Geyser.
And Geyser with I mean, this is like a penalty right here. This should be a penalty. They're leaving before
rage quit.
This is unprecedented. The first rage quit of the series.
Of the tournaments, all tournaments, in fact.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is the first rage quit of all series ever in JWRLCS history. And as good teammates as they do, Reapers tries to be a good sportsmanship of it and takes the W.
Solo Senpai has gone from the party as well. Dang.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was a very interesting last game number 4 with the beautiful...
And Symmetry's VC is gone. Dang.
And what that tells me is exactly what we were saying is exactly what happened. The chemistry was great in game 1. It was okay in game 2, but as they kept playing, it was clear that their psyche, or whatever you want to call it, they were lacking, and they started to slowly tilt themselves. It's not nice to see that, unfortunately, but again, this is why we have these things. We learn our teammates, we learn how to become good captains, and we learn where we can go right, where we can go wrong. Hopefully, I know that during a time of tilt, you're not able to compose yourself, you're not able to identify what is wrong, but maybe because they're not out of it yet, they still have a lower bracket run. And that's the great thing for both of these teams. They still had a chance again to capitalize on this. Hopefully Geyser can sit down, realize maybe what's wrong with the team. Maybe they need more practice. Maybe they need more playtime together so they can get a little bit more chemistry. I'm not entirely sure what to say about it other than that, because it's really and truly just a sad showing for that, unfortunately. But I mean, again, out of all of it, we did still see a few bits of glimmer for Team Symmetry. And so I look forward to seeing them come together and get back what they might have lost from game 1. But what about yourselves, guys? I mean, I that's my opinion for Symmetry. What about you guys? What do you think about Symmetry?
Not having the privilege to see the Burnouts game. I don't think I saw the Burnouts game. I'm fairly excited.
Team captain as well.
That was right. Geyser was not playing as the captain. You're right.
Yeah. I'm fairly excited to see Symmetry versus Burnouts in the lower bracket. Honestly.
It'll be an interesting showing.
Yeah.
Anything else to add, Cody, on that one?
I think that as some final comments, if Geyser can, round his team up, boost morale, and just overall just try to help, guide his teammates in the right direction, and go over the replays, find those mistakes, and fix them. I think they'll do well.
Yeah.
Especially even though they're going to be playing Chase's team next. I do think they have a very good shot at beating Chase's team.
Actually, I 100% agree with you. We saw Chase's team the last time, and they kind of did exactly the same thing that Symmetry did. Where as the games progressed, they kind of got their tilt on, and then you start seeing people blame other things, saying that they have bad teammates, saying that they're, that's one way to...
Chase get new teammates?
No, he still has the same teammates.
Okay,
I think I
saw something earlier from.
I think he might have wanted new teammates.
Yeah.
I asked him if he did. He said because he did have a pretty low player like Gold 3, but he said but his original team it was Platinum. So I think he'll be fine. He said he was having a bad day whenever he played Reapers last time. So we'll see what happens.
Sure.
Because this next game will be a rematch for those two teams.
Absolutely. And one thing I will also have to say about this is these teams must remember, we have time between each match. Scrim, or at least between each series. Scrims. That's something you might want to figure out to do. Figure out a way to get some time together with your teammates and another team, because that's a good way to learn chemistry, learn play styles, just mix things up, experiment, play around. Just because maybe you'll find out there's a strategy that your teammates might even have that will benefit you in the long run.
Yeah.
But that's enough of talking about Symmetry for now. I think we've said what needs to be said. We've seen what they can do better. What about Reapers? Because what we just saw was nothing short of an amazing performance by them.
Yeah, they were able to fix their mistakes that was going on in round 2. Like, as I mentioned before, the open nets. Once they were able to dial in their rotations and get that fixed, everything else just came by super easily. They were able to sweep them 6-0 in the third game, and then sweep them almost again this past game.
Yeah.
Taking it up.
And that shows a little bit of a difference between what play styles and team styles and captain styles actually we get to see with these things, because with Jacob doing his work on as a captain, he did a very, very good job being able to hone himself in, compose himself, and get that team together. Know who has the best abilities and use them to the best of their abilities. Create a striker with all of the plays that he was able to get the shots on target, putting his abilities, his GC striking abilities to good use. And of course, putting Forrest's last minute clutch defense in is incredible. I mean, granted, again, he is on another team and playing for this team, so I don't know how legit that is. but he's not really a technical sub, but we'll let that slide for now.
Surprised he didn't throw.
Yeah, totally. But even Forrest putting his best foot forward, and Jacob being able to identify exactly where to use him and put him in the right place at the right time, that was good captaining. And of course, Jake being able to realize as well his abilities, knowing that he knows what he needs to do, whether it was backing off and just letting the team do their thing or actually being in the play. He was putting himself exactly where he needs to do. If he does that more and they continue to do this, there's no telling how far they go. In fact, I could argue right now that they would be at the top, maybe with Carter, and that's saying something because I'm in it. I'm also still in the tournament. What about you, Noah? What do you think about this?
I thought that in game 2 it was gonna be over with the defense on Team Reapers. I almost said burnouts. That's not right. With Team Reapers, I thought that the defense was gonna fall apart even further, or at least that Geyser and his team were gonna take advantage of that. But no, they tightened up. They got into shape, and they ended up 6-0ing and 5-1ing. So
yeah. And how about you, Cody? Finally.
Yeah, I mean, overall, very good series. I mean, despite the fact that obviously, Symmetry Esports took a pretty rough loss. I would suggest, don't let it discourage them, because they they can easily come back if they get into the right state again and fix some of the mistakes as mentioned so far.
Yeah, if you look at the tourney channel, though, Geyser is not in the right mindset right now, obviously. Distraught after that loss, but need to bring it back, and I believe they'll do decent in the lower bracket.
100%.
For sure.
They did. I think everyone did very good, though. Pretty well.
Yeah.
Well, especially the Reapers.
Yeah.
Very true. So we had a very good showing. We had a very good game, and we're very appreciative of both teams to come in and have a good participation, of course. But with that being said, Cody, what are we looking forward to tomorrow in our JWRLCS tournament?
Yeah, so tomorrow at 9 p.m. on Saturday, we will be seeing Tangent, so Frozen's team, go against Janitor's Closet. One of the worst people I've ever met. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Jade's team.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. There is official beef on the RLCS casters, JWRLCS casters list.
So whoever wins that match will obviously, our team will be going against. So if you guys do win, just know that you won't be going to be winning the next round.
So now we heard Cody's victory speech premature, mind you, but we'll let him have it for now.
7 years ago before the game started.
But indeed, this is going to be a very interesting lower bracket run. Unfortunately, when we do lower bracket runs, whoever loses is out of the tournament, period. But we want to still tip their hats off because, of course, they have and performing a very good effort. So we are looking forward to a great showing of that tournament tomorrow, 9 p.m. Stay tuned. You can view it in the Discord server. I should be streaming it on my Twitch, so if you want to see my point of view and me rocking and wrecking face, I'm gonna go caster mode on you. No one knows what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a good performance. But anyway, any last word before we sign off?
I don't believe so.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm just excited for tomorrow.
Absolutely, and so should you. So stay tuned. Let's have a great night, guys, and enjoy your day as we look forward to a wonderful tournament tomorrow or Saturday, whenever you watch this.
Saturday,
Take care, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you in the JWRLCS tournament. Bye, guys.
Bye.